When we're trying to recruit people, as you know, we're looking for a track record of people who've been able to act independently and responsibly first. So we're looking for good grades at a good school. That's the first cutoff. The second is they have to have an inner geek, and we have a way of testing that. But essentially, we want to know that they are accomplished, analytical. They know how to structure and solve a problem. The amount of information and the complexity of the problems has gotten so great that you have to be able to pick up the tools for slicing and dicing this data, and that takes an inner geek. Most people who come to work here have no clue how to use large database software. Within a few weeks they pick it up. Lastly, we have something we refer to as the Pittsburgh Airport test, which is we've essentially let the associates here decide who we're ultimately going to hire. They got to get through certain minimum requirements of intelligence, problem solving, analytics, but ultimately it's about fit as well. And if you can't pass the Pittsburgh Airport test, which is would you want to be stuck with Jamie in Pittsburgh for 3 hours, then you don't get an offer. The Amundsen culture, I think, comes from having a pretty flat structure. It is not very hierarchical. A typical team sometimes will be, me, maybe a senior consultant or a principal, and an associate or two. So I think it's a very inquisitive culture. I think it's a very, fact and data-oriented culture. Don't tell me what you believe. Tell me what the data shows. And clients appreciate that because they know the quality of what we do is always going to be fact and analysis based, as opposed to feeding them what they want to hear. We like the data, and what gets me excited every time I start a project is that the answer is ultimately within the data. By having literally 1 billion transactions stored, on our servers across 25 therapeutic classes, we know more about how patients behave and more about how physicians behave than any other consulting firm. I think that this is a very interesting time in the pharmaceutical industry. I think we have some unique data and some unique skills, and that the experience that anyone would get working here will be transferable anywhere else in healthcare and in a lot of industries that use big data. So most people don't know this, but I actually had the lead in my high school musical, and I have a very beautiful singing voice. And I am not going to sing on camera, though.